Do the Aunt Viv, do the Aunt Viv, do the Aunt Viv, do the. Hey y'all, thank you so much for clicking onto my video. I wanted to show you guys up close and personal my journey with working out. And it's not just me working out trying to get rid of them rolls and that little stomach you see there. It's also me trying to get my emotional and mental health in check. For me, I'm a woman who is prone to anxiety. I'm not going to say I have anxiety because I ain't got shit, right? I'm going to say I'm prone to anxious feelings. I'm prone to anxious thoughts and anxious habits. But I find that when I work out more, it helps me make better decisions. And if you guys are trying to make better decisions as well in your day to day, as it relates to your physical fitness, as it relates to your emotional and mental health, then this is where you want to be. All right. So if you're walking, if you're on a treadmill, if you're on the bike like me, if you're on a Stairmaster, or if you're just laid up in bed and need a little motivation, I am your girl. All right. So you can expect to see me on this damn bike till the wheels fall off. All right, so for me, my gym journey, some background. I've been in the gym on and off for the past 7 years. And the gym for me has been like a safe haven. When things in my life were going so crazy, so hectic, I'm talking about I had no kind of comfort anywhere else but at the gym. Like, I'm not the type of person, oh, Alyssa, let's go to the gym together. No. I need to go by myself because it's like a therapy session. And I feel like for me, I never forgot how good the gym feels, regardless of whether I'm going through a rut in my life or whatever the case may be. So just to give you some background, I was a teacher for 2 years and I quit my job. I went rogue. I had no plans. I tried trading penny stocks, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Then I got into real stocks, made some money, then lost all of it. I tried wholesaling real estate, didn't really stick with it. I got a house under contract, I remember. He couldn't sell it. I did a whole lot of little things here and there. And then this was going on for years. So just imagine having zero stability, very little income coming in. It's not something I could really count on. So I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna be struggling. So I think for me, it made my anxiety worse, but in some weird way, it also helped me live day to day. Because one thing about an anxious mind is that you're always constantly trying to figure out like your next move. What's the next day? What's the next thing gonna entail? I couldn't think past this evening. Right? I couldn't think past like, what is for dinner tonight? Like, how am I getting that together? And I opted to struggle, I could have told my family members, I could have said something, but for me, it was more about saving myself, right? I didn't need anybody to come and pull me up out of this. It was something that I did, I wanted to be my hero. I wanted to write my own story. And that's what ended up happening. So I randomly got into astrology, right? So I was on YouTube and my friend, she sent me like a reading. I'm a Virgo. And she sent me a reading. I was like, this is cool. So I started watching it like crazy. Before you knew it, I done made my own channel, my own Zodiac channel. And I ended up monetizing in 3 months. And then I did another channel, monetized that in 5 weeks. And another one I monetized in 3 weeks. So at this point, I have like 3 Zodiac channels up and running. So I don't know. My life story is crazy. I'm giving you guys very much bits and pieces, but I'm trying to just put together a story for you guys so you understand why my mental health, my emotional and mental health definitely was at stake, because I just had such fear and such insecurity. And I feel like working out and trying my best to just really, I don't know, just do it my way. Like, even if it wasn't the perfect way, it was my way, so that was okay for me. I wasn't able to pay rent. I got bailed out some way, somehow. I did listen, I did. Let me know if you guys want a story time on that. Cause this is not even something I don't even really talk about, but long story short, your girl is good. Rent is paid. Okay. I ain't rolling in dough or nothing, but, I'm taking care of myself and I'm happy about that. I haven't had a full-time job in the past, 7 years now, I think maybe, 7, 8 years, something like that. So yeah, I'll be 33 soon. Part of this whole little bike journey is because I've been trying to get this gut going. But you know, your girl loves her rice. I like my fried foods. I just fried me up some red snapper and some mashed green plantains, and I tore that shit up. Sure did, and I don't regret a goddamn thing because it was good to me. Right? But at the end of the day, what I do is I eat one salad. I eat a big ass salad, just a bunch of greens, bell peppers, cucumbers, what else do I put in there? Red onions, and I make my own homemade dressing and like some baked apple crisp just to give it that little crunch, that little sweetness. Is so good. I love it. I've been eating that religiously for months now. That's the first thing I put in my body. I'm very finicky about the first thing I put in my body. I can't nowadays, you know, you won't really catch me eating a bagel or anything overly carby or starchy first thing in the morning. You know, you're breaking your fast. You know, we got to break our fast mindfully. We have to break our fast with things that actually feed our bodies, feed ourselves, feed our minds. And honestly, I noticed that when I started eating better, I found that my mental health improved as well. So like I said, like I am prone to anxiety. It's gotten a lot better, but I do feel like that's helped tremendously, dieting and just eating better overall. I'll eat what I want for dinner. Like I just told you, I had my fried red snapper and my green plantain fried too. So everything in this bitch was fried today, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I do the gym about 3 times a week as well. I do heavy lifting. I go heavy. I don't play in the gym at all. No 30, 40 pound dumbbells for me. The lightest dumbbell I pick up is maybe 50, 40 on a light day, you know? So yeah, so that's what's really been helping me, right? I know I'm jumping all over the place, ladies, but I'm just trying to get out as much as I can so you guys can just get a gist of what this journey is about. And I also want to talk about too, like taking it easier on ourselves. So just like me, I've been up and down, right? Up and down in the gym, up and down with my mental, emotional health, up and down with my income, up and down with my eating. Everything in my life is up and down. And I think the biggest thing for me is to figure out what consistency looks like for me. So I can't do the gym 5 days a week. I'm okay with that. My max is 3 times a week, and I'm not beating up myself if I only do 2. And if I do 1, which is more unlikely, then I tell myself, you must have really needed that rest, Alyssa, right? Because I'm teaching myself that I'm worthy even when I'm resting. My rest is productive. So especially for my ladies, my Black women, I know how much we have put on ourselves and how much we put certain standards of excellence on ourselves at all times. That is not healthy. It's not sustainable. Stress kills. We could be out here giving ourselves autoimmune diseases based off stress. You know how deadly that is for us, right? We're carrying generations of stress and trauma and microaggression. So we have to be very gentle with ourselves, especially during this whole evolution of everybody trying to glow up and become their best self and become self-actualized. That's all good and dandy, but it's no longer, there's no virtue in it if you're just going to beat yourself up along the way. And I want this channel to be a safe haven for inconsistency. I want it to be a safe haven for only sometimes you got 2% in you, right? You only got 10% in you today. So give us that. And that is sufficient. You can't show up every day at 100%. Like, who are you kidding? You're not Hercules and you're not supposed to be. So just like you see me on this bike right now, you know, I remember when I did this was a couple days ago. It's been taking me some time to edit it. But I was tired as hell because I put the resistance up. So it was a little bit harder for me. I don't like to sit down on the bike too much because it hurts my butt. My dad was telling me you have to let your butt toughen up. I'll be damn if I'm walking around with a hard ass about no damn stationary bike. Okay. So I was like, yeah, I will be standing up. So if you guys see me standing up most of my workout, that is why. But it's tough. It's not easy for me. You know, I know I'm standing up or whatever the case is, but it's not easy. I'm really pushing myself, and you can kind of see through my sweat levels as you see they increase as I, continue on the bike. So yeah, I just want you to put in your head as you're laying in bed or as you're working out with me. And let me know down below if you're working out with me. And if not, work out with me. Let's do it together. You're not alone. I'm in this shit too. We're all in this, right? But as you're working out, I want you to think about what you want your next 3 months to look like, right? Not your next year, not your 5-year plan. I don't care about that. What do you want your next 3 months to look like? And better yet, how do you want to feel in your next 3 months that you don't feel right now? So I want you to take inventory of what your feelings are telling you, what they're not telling you. Do you feel like you even know how you feel? Have you been in a good space? What have you been eating like? What is your romantic life like? What is your love life like? All those things, I want that to come up. And I want you to answer the question to yourself. Is the things that you entertain today, is it supporting the woman or the man that you are striving to become 3 months from now? All right. So is that man that you're sleeping with or that man that you're texting, is he helping you get to where you want to get in 3 months, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, socially? Right? Because this is a partnership. Nobody just gives and gives. You have to only entertain things that also add value to you in some way, shape, or form. Right? So answer that question. If you can't answer that question and you know, shit is a little weird with you and your man, you and your girl, whatever, then that may be something you want to look into and think about. Right? I also want to ask yourself, what is your sleep like? Do you sleep well at night? Is your sleep broken? I know for me, my sleep is always broken. So I'll probably sleep at best maybe 3 to 4 hours max. And then I wake up, usually have to use the bathroom, or I'll just wake up randomly. And then I'll grab my phone sometimes, which is terrible because the blue light that the phone emits fucks with your circadian rhythm, right? It makes it difficult for you to produce melatonin, which is our sleep hormone. So now we are kind of artificially awake, which really throws us all out of whack and our hormones get all crazy, right? So ask yourself too, like, what does your sleep look like? And these are all things that you just need to take inventory on because it's room for improvement. We're not trying to be perfect. We're not trying to turn into the best version of ourselves overnight. One thing about self-love that I'm learning is that it's slow. It's so slow. And that's the process that I'm having with my body, honestly. And it's so frustrating because I feel like when I'm in the gym, I really don't play. I look around. I'm lifting more than most men. I'm definitely lifting more than most women. And I'm in there, I'm sweating. I'm going all out. And then I still don't have exactly like the body that I dream myself to have or that I want to have. And I'm like, damn, like, I want my stomach to be slimmer. I want my legs to be a little bit more muscular looking. I want less fat percentage. And I still go through that. Like even today, I was in the gym and I was looking in the mirror, just checking myself out. Like, all right, the waist is coming in and the lower body's coming together. But part of me caught myself looking at myself like, damn, like, what? Like, I just want you to be slimmer already. And I was like, you know what, Alyssa, don't talk to yourself like that. Don't talk to me like that. Look in that mirror and you look beautiful. You look fantastic how you look right now. If nothing ever changes about you, you are beautiful. And I feel like that was a testament to the self-love that I'm trying to cultivate because I want myself to understand that I'm acceptable at any level. Any version of me is acceptable. Any version of me is good enough for me, so therefore it's good enough for everybody else. And I think for me, I'm trying my best to really ingrain that kind of thinking because it just liberates me. It liberates me from having to be perfect. It liberates me from having to not be happy with where I'm at right now. Think about how miserable we will live because a lot of our dissatisfaction, or I know a lot of my dissatisfaction comes from where I think I should be versus where I am. So if I can just figure out how to accept and be content, just content. I don't have to be elated with where I'm at. I don't have to be super excited, but I also don't have to be super sad or kick myself about where I am at or where I'm not at. It's okay wherever I am. Because one thing about it, I'm always striving to do better. And even on my bad days where I don't make the best decision, that's okay too. Because that's what polarity is all about. There's heaven, there's hell, there's up, there's down, there's left, there's right, there's opposite to everything. So for me to think that as a human, being as complex as we are, that some way, somehow I could circumvent the more or the not so good aspects of what it is to be human, that's just not good thinking, So even on your days where you're not thinking right and you should have said this better, or you might have a kid, you got a little snappy with your kid, you got snappy with somebody, or you didn't make the best decision, you felt feelings of envy or jealousy or anger, frustration. That's normal. Why would those feelings be invented if we weren't supposed to feel the full spectrum of every human emotion? We are complex beings. So no, we're not beating ourselves up about shit. If you had a bad day, that's what it was. It was a bad day. We had that bad day. That was that day. Keep it pushing, right? Get back on the bike. Get back on the Stairmaster. Get back taking your walk. And another thing, everybody's talking about, let's hit our 10K steps. Did you hit your 10K steps? If you don't hit 10K steps, fuck the 10K steps. Right? If you can get 2K steps, 500 steps, because what you got to compare it to is what your steps were yesterday, right? Like, what is your average step count for the week? If you're mostly sedentary, you sit at the house or you sit at your desk all day and you very rarely get any physical activity, I would say that 2,000 steps for you is fantastic. And no, it's not sitting the bar low. What if I tell you to go out there and no, you do 10K steps. Go from not doing shit to doing 10K 3, 4, 5 times a week. I will likely be setting you up for failure, or I will be setting you up to do very well for 1 month, 2 months, but it won't be sustainable. The name of the game is sustainability. If you can hit 2K steps for 3, 4 days out of the week for the next 5 years, you will become a different person. And guess what? That second year or that 6th month, you won't be doing 2K steps. You're going to do 2,500. You'll do 3,000 because you'll be so used to it. That will be your new norm. But sometimes we can't get from A to Z. We got to go from A to C and A to D. And that's all right. Don't let everybody or this whole microwave popcorn generation finesse you out of the growth process. I heard somewhere, it takes 21 years to become 21. You can't, not everything you can shortcut, and that's okay. Right? But what's not okay is to not meet ourselves where we're at. We have to acknowledge where we're at. So if you're on some sort of mission in your life and you're trying to elevate yourself, you're trying to read more, solo travel, focus on yourself, or elevate your career, right? Start your side hustle, start this, start that, do this, get rid of that. Maybe you haven't reached your goals, not because you hate yourself, right? Not because you can't do it, but because you're setting your sights a little too damn high. And that's all right to say. You got to meet yourself where you're at. You might not be at that level that you want to be at yet, but it takes time. And everybody got a process. Everybody has a problem with process. I do too. I do too. I was just in the gym today. I'm talking about today. This was about 6 hours ago. I was pissed off. Looking in the mirror, damn, just grabbing the fat on my stomach. Alyssa, why are you still have this? You've been eating salads for 2 months. You might have to eat salads for 2 years every day for lunch. And then your stomach might be gone. Might be at that point. Right? I can't, we just can't do it to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to heal that and to be okay with slowness. And I touched on something that I want to elaborate a little further on. Ooh, okay. I'm starting to work up a sweat at this point in the video. Right? Getting a little confidence back in. Yeah, I'm working. But the other thing I wanted to elaborate a bit on was the concept of self-love. It's such a popularized term now and so romanticized. And I got my feet done today and I did my hair and I got my teeth whitened. So this is self-care. And, me personally, I don't think that's self-care. I think taking care of your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional is self-care through exercise, walking, meditation, sleep, eating well. That's self-care. So I let Sue Young touch my damn feet. That means I took care of myself. No, yeah, that makes us feel good. And I'm not anti that at all. I like to look good. But let's not forget, the importance of taking care of our internal before we take care of anything else. So yes, with the self-love aspect, I feel like a lot of people think because they're not perfect or because you don't always operate from your highest and best self, you think, oh my God, I don't love myself or I hate myself. And that's not always the case. Right? There was a beautiful analogy that was used, and it said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend the rest of its life thinking it's stupid. So should we say that fish doesn't love itself because he's not in his habitat? No, the fish never saw its habitat. The fish doesn't know what it's capable of. The fish doesn't know what its environment should look like because of how the fish was nurtured. I'm sure if I put that fish in water, it might have some difficulty. You never know. The fish might even drown a little bit before it realizes, whoa, this is my natural habitat. And you are the same thing. That's the same phenomenon that happens in a lot of our lives. I don't think it's that we don't love each other or that we don't love ourselves. Not me flexing like a YN. But it's not that we don't love ourselves. It's just the fact that a lot of times we haven't seen the environment. We haven't been in the environment that helps us understand what self-love really looks like, or what it looks like to really care for ourselves. Think about it. Like, most of us have not grown up in the perfect homes. Nobody has, right? But if you look at your parents and how they took care of themselves, if your parents took care of themselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you are so rare. I feel like so many of us witness parents either really tiring themselves out and never loving on themselves, never taking care of themselves, not eating well, not sleeping well, and you can kind of see it in their older age. But also some of us have had parents who haven't done shit for us either, right? Either way, both sets of those parents didn't pass down proper coping mechanisms or proper ways to show ourselves love and what that looks like. How do you nurture that? What does that even smell, taste, feel like? So don't be so hard on yourself thinking that, oh my God, I chose this kind of man because I hate myself, or I don't go as far in life as I probably should or as I probably could because I have self-esteem issues. Maybe you do. But before you go diagnosing yourself with a whole bunch of shit and telling yourself all these self-limiting beliefs and all this shit is wrong with you, right? Because it could be. I'm not taking away from that. But are you a fish trying to climb a damn tree and you don't even know you're trying to climb a tree? What if your environment is fucked up? What if you have a lot of unlearning to do? What if you have more unlearning to do than learning to do? There's another quote that says, it's easier to fool people than to convince people that they'd been fooled. Think about that. It's easier to fool someone than to convince them that they've been fooled. So take that and think about how that applies to you. In what ways in your life are you in denial that you've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, duped? You might think that, oh no, I saw my mother like this, so this is the right way. Or I've seen my mom show us love like this, so this is the right way. Or everybody around me did it like this, so it's got to be the right way. In what ways are you just outright lying to yourself and you might not even know it? But I think deep down inside, you know it's not the right way because guess what? It doesn't feel right. Let's tap into that intuition. What is your gut telling you? Oh, you don't know how you feel? You don't know what your gut is saying, where your second brain is? That's interesting because I bet if you ate better, you'd be more tapped into it. Why am I saying that? Because of the gut-brain connection. We have more serotonin that's made in our gut than in our brain. Serotonin is our feel-good hormones. It's produced in the gut. So if you're eating mostly bullshit, you're eating processed foods, chips, and to-go dinners, and don't even get me started, and you eating fast food, and you drinking soda and all artificial shit, what do you think is going on inside of you? You haven't been well for a minute. So it's like, back to the basics of this video, like, I'm on the bike, I'm sweating, I'm trying my best. And again, not to say that I make all the best decisions, because I sure don't. But one thing that I can't go back on is a trash ass diet. I don't have a trash ass diet. I don't eat perfectly. I don't make the best decision all the time, but there's just some things that I always do now, especially for the past couple years, that I don't play about. Because when you really go through certain things like anxiety, or some of my girls go through depression, I've been there before, maybe not anything super deep, but I've had days where I didn't want to get up, or I'm just sitting in the bed doom scrolling. When you go through that and you really get tired of that shit, because if you watch this far, you know how debilitating and how much that can take a toll on your mental health. Right now, I'm just in the video trying to get some still shots if you wonder why the hell I'm doing all this posing and stuff. But yeah. So if you've really gone through depression and anxiety and really negative emotions and bad breakups and internalized and all type of terrible shit and trauma, you would know how bad you don't ever want to be in that space again, right? Like there's certain spaces that I've been in my mind that I never want to go back to. And a main part of why I have higher lows and higher highs is because of some of my habits. I eat way more fruit than I ever used to eat in my life. I eat way more greens than I ever used to eat in my life. I'm cooking more at home than I ever have in my life. That's how I show up for me. That's how I show me love nowadays. Me showing myself love might not always look like getting my nails done. I'm a good press-on girly. Might not look like me getting my hair done. I might slick it back, and whatever. Throw a little wig on sometimes. Do something natural, whatever. But for the most part, I don't play about what I got going on in that house. My house has to be a safe haven for me, period. So I'm saying all that to say, you think that you have all these issues and you think that life is so hard and life is so difficult and I'm not able to achieve this goal. I can't do this. I can't do. But you don't really create the environment for you to flourish, mama. You have not created that environment. So how can you sit up here and tell me what your ceiling is when you don't even know what your ceiling is? Because you've never even functioned at half your best. And when you are doing your quote unquote best, you tired as hell. Because it took so much for you to even do the output you just did. And I'm speaking from experience. There's been times where I feel like I've had a great day, but it took everything out of me. Like I can't, you know how they talk about extroverts, introverts, and the social battery is dead now. And I gotta go home and recharge. Half that is because I'm lethargic because I didn't sleep well the night before, because I had a weekend where I was eating out and drinking and partying or whatever the case is taking all my damn energy, wondering why I don't have no energy left for my weekday. Right? So I'm saying all this because a lot of what we go through is self-inflicted. It don't gotta be like that. So just a little breaky break on the life sermon. At this point in my bike ride, I'm sweating, I'm tired, but I'm keeping it pushing. If you see my mouth moving, I'm rapping, I'm singing, and I'm just trying to get through it. I know I wanted to give up a lot on this bike for sure. But it's fun. When I sing and I dance kind of or whatever, it makes it fun. It makes it a whole vibe. So yeah, don't forget about the making it fun part, because that's important if you can make it fun. And I know a lot of us ladies, you might be watching this and you might be in a gym or whatever, so you're not really gonna feel comfortable breaking out doing the damn raise of the roof in the gym. But if you're home, you can raise a little roofy roof, right? Or at least you can listen to me and just think about some of the things that I'm saying. Maybe take some notes if you find what I'm saying valuable. And definitely comment down below if you find what I'm saying valuable, because I'm going to be posting these, because I do this bike shit like maybe 3 to 5 times a week, but I'll probably post maybe only twice just to keep consistent or whatever. So we are nearing the end of our workout. And I hope that you worked out, right? Like at least have worked out your mind with me. And I hope that something I said in here struck a nerve or is going to kind of help you stay motivated, because that's what this channel is all about. And if you worked out with me or you were in bed watching it, comment down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the video and, what I'm doing. Obviously, you see me posing at this point. Again, I got to get better at this, but I was posing so that way I could find still shots to kind of like put throughout the video. I got to get better at this because this ain't it. This is not it. Look at me trying to pose like I'm fatigued. But yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video. It has a little bit more left, but I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Talk to you soon.